Well, hello and good evening to you. You're joining the discussion with me, Rebecca Abesingha, ahead of the big game today, made possible by DDAT. Even as Pakistan goes head to head with our world class Lions to claim the title of the winner of the Asia Cup 2022. This, of course, is not the first time that Sri Lanka and Pakistan have found themselves to be the finalists of the Asia Cup. But I'm sure you would agree that it is worth mentioning the commendable effort made by Sri Lanka, who, being perceived as the underdogs, have successfully come out on top thus far. But the question is, who has the better chance of claiming the title today? Pakistan or Sri Lanka? Babar Azam or Dasun Shanaka, Arif Alvi or Ranil Wickramasinghe. To cement his place as the lucky charm of knockout Sri Lanka, unfortunately, Harun Mawjood is running a little late. But joining me today is Akhil, of course. Pleasure having you, Akhil.
Hi Rebecca, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you? Will you play the role of the lucky charm today?
No, Harun will be there very soon. He's having a slight delay, so we'll expect him at any time. So he's our lucky charm throughout this Asia Cup.
Absolutely.
We hope the lucky charm will continue at the World Cup as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Akhil, of course, me thawa hunda news I think it's a really good start for Sri Lanka and of course encouraging for the team. We've heard that the women's netball team has performed so well at the Asian Netball Women's Championship. There you go. They've in fact come around as the champions for the sixth time. So a huge congratulations to the women's netball team. I mean, as you all may know, Sri Lanka has been going through some tough times, and yet our players out there have been doing so very well. So a huge congratulations to them. And
And
of
also,
course,
Rebecca, I was watching that game. It was a
yeah,
pretty intense game. I think the first two quarters Sri Lanka were behind, and they were
okay,
able to make a superb comeback. That's why we say country known for its resilience and coming back from behind
absolutely.
and winning that game.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Sri Lanka has not only been the underdogs in the cricketing field, but also in the netball field, and they've come out strong and come out on top. So, once again, a huge congratulations to them, and hopefully, our cricket team can carry on this victory to today's game. So, Akhil Mukade Hitanne, firstly, thoughts, Munada, about Friday's game, and what do we think about it?
Friday game was good. It was a good preparation for the finals, I would say, because we had to make some replacements. Charita Sulanka was not firing, and Asito Fernando didn't have a good game the last game he played. So it was two good replacement. Dhananjay De Silva and Pramod
Mhm.
Madhushan played, and
Yeah.
Dhananjay bowled really well, a very economical spell. So he utilized the long boundaries and bowled at the batsman, his usual off spin. It was very economical, and Pramod Madhushan got the wicket of the number one T20 batter in the world of Rizwan.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that
yeah.
was good. But the thing is, don't know whether they will continue with the same format for the finals today.
Manang, I sincerely hope that they do. I think the changes that they have made so far, rather the changes that they made for Friday, I think really worked for them. Like you said, like you very correctly said, and I don't see why they wouldn't stick with it today as well. Today being the finals and today being so important. ඒත් එක්කම මතක් කරන්න ඕනේ අපේ කියන්නේ අපේ audience එකට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් එවන්න මොකද හරුන් Tartika King join Venwa. Tekama Jitmi ki comment ka daka. Jitmi sending you hearts right back at you. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, please do send in your comments, do send in your questions, and tell us exactly how you're preparing for
And also,
tonight.
Rebecca and Akib, one of our fans from Malaysia, he's a Sri Lankan living in Malaysia. He also said he wants to join for a few minutes and to wish the team. So he has
Okay,
been
okay.
messaging me for quite some time. So he might join us as well. So we'll hope. And our lucky charm will be a bit late today, I think.
Yeah. මොනහරි රැග් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ join වුණාට පස්සේ. ආකීපුත් මං හිතන විදිහට join වෙනවා chat එකේ live
Akib,
එකේ.
Akib,
Yeah, I
අද
was looking.
Akib, will he flex his muscles?
For what though? Yeah, I was just checking these stats out. I just realized Sri Lanka has been in finals for 12 times. Oh, this is the 12th time, and we have been in Asia Cup final for 11 times before and won
Yeah.
five out of it. So that is remarkable. So අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් කමෙන්ට් එකෙන් යවුණා ඉන්දියාවේ කට්ටියම පොඩ්ඩක් කෑ ගන්නවා මේ ලංකාව ෆයිනල් පහක් දිනලා තියෙන එකත්
Oh, මං knockout
but yeah.
knockout page එකේ ඔයගලන්ගේ අය කියන්නේ post එකක් දැක්කා ගෞතම්ට මේ I think yeah. This is the one. I saw your caption. That was very interesting.
and
Uh,
media. Some media actually put us down. I would say not only Indian
mm,
media, and because we were having a quite bad time, and also the first game we lost pretty badly, and a loss
yes.
එකත් එක්ක ගොඩක් අය කිව්වා අපි super forward qualify වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ the comments from the Bangladesh director, cricket director Khalid Mahmood. So that was also so. I think they took it as a motivation, and they won the Bangladesh game, and they won all their Super 4 games.
Absolutely. මං ඇත්තටම හරුන් එනකං හිටියේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න තුන්දෙනාගෙන්ම. What was your favorite moment of the tournament thus far? I'm not talking about a game. I'm talking about a moment in the tournament.
To be honest, it's there are far too many. මොකද අපේ ටීම් එකේ එක්කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයි perform කරේ throughout the tournament. So there has been
Yeah.
Dasun, Batum, Kusal. Everyone has been doing their job. So for me,
Yeah.
it's everything
But
has been.
let's talk about your most like your favorite dramatic moment that really made your heart stop for a moment.
Rebecca, you can ask that question from our guest. I mean, our fan who has joined us.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Shakil.
Hi, everybody.
We're sending you lots of love from Sri Lanka.
Thank you so much. Sending you lots of love from all of you, lots of love from Malaysia.
Akil Kiwawage, Shakil is a fan from Malaysia who's joining us live on the Knockout Show to wish our Lankans all the very best. So, Shakil, over to you.
Yeah, I mean it's a crazy day. The whole day I've been from morning. I don't know. I can't think of anything else other than the match tonight. The worst part is it starts at 10 here, Malaysia time, and it finishes. If we win, then I obviously have to see the presentation. It goes on till about 2:30, and then back to the grind at 6. But it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
It's same for me. It starts around 12:30 for me and finishes around 4 o'clock. So I still watch it.
12:30. Oh my God. Okay, so you're in a much worse.
But Akib, I mean, at least we're Sri Lankans, so I mean, it's understandable. But Shakil, it's truly commendable. You as a Malaysian,
No,
I am. Okay, I just migrated.
He's
I'm
living
not
in
a
Malaysia.
Oh
I am
my
a-
God! Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yes, you have.
Right, so then I take it back.
But
You
after
better
going to
stick
Malaysia,
to
he
the
looks
whole
like a
thing.
Malaysian.
I look like Malaysian. Okay, fine. I take it.
You definitely
Okay, so
Shakil, what was your favorite before going to your wish for the team? Tell me, what was your favorite moment out of this Asia Cup?
out of the entire 4 matches,
Yes.
I don't have a favorite moment, honestly. My favorite moment was obviously India getting out. and we being the reason why they got out. That was my favorite moment, not because of anything personal with the players, but just that the media, the advertisements that they broadcast normally, the kind of I don't know, the pride they have. It's not good. You can't be so overconfident. So it shows that any team can upset you anytime. People talk about Afghanistan being the minnows, but we've seen earlier, I think in 2007 or 2009, once Zimbabwe beat Australia in a T20. So people forget that's the biggest problem. There's no minnow in T20. Any team can come and win against anyone. So my favorite moment, yes, highlight would be there, but there are everything else. Every time that we were close to winning the matches, the thrills, the nail biting moments. Forget the nail, the skin biting moments. Everything is gone. I mean, all my fingers are bleeding, so I can't eat proper chicken. I can't eat proper curry and rice with my hands. So it's a bit of but it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Yeah.
Sorry, Shakil, sorry to interrupt right there. We have someone joining us, Harun
Yeah.
Maujud.
Sure.
A little late, but he's joining nonetheless. A very good
Hi
evening,
guys, hi,
Harun.
hi. So sorry for the delay. Like I said, Akhil, I have organized. I have some plans today to watch the match with a bunch of cousins. So I just came here, so got needed a bit of time to kind of settle down and come on to the show. So sorry for being late. Nice to see you, Shakil. Hope you also
Nice
will
to
be
see
watching the
how.
match from Malaysia. It'll be
How
quite
can you
late, I
say
suppose.
hope? How can you say hope? I mean, unless I die, I'm definitely going to watch. Yeah.
Wow, an ardent
Yeah.
cricket follower. So, yes, Shakil, this is your moment to wish our Lions the very best.
Yeah, obviously, I wish all the very best. I always say this. Akil also knows it's not just about winning. The way we played, that's something that we haven't played for a long time. So I wish for them to enjoy the game and to do the basics right. And results, like always, Mahela says, results will take care of itself if you just do what you have to do and not panic. So, but yes, winning would be the best thing. So, all the best to Team Sri Lanka and all the best to all the fans. Hold your nerves, have your medicines if you're under medication. I hope nobody gets a heart attack. And yeah, I mean, best of luck to everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Shakil.
All right, guys. Thank you. All right.
Thanks, Shakil.
Thanks, Shakil.
Right, that was Shakir, an ardent cricket follower following us from all the way from Malaysia. Like he said, I share the same sentiment that I have not been able to focus on anything else because today is the big day. And so, in light of that, we have Harsha asking a question. Will Asalanka play today? So, Harun, you're the expert. Take it away.
It's a tough one, very tough one. Uh, my gut says that they will still play Dhananjay, considering, like I mentioned in the previous chat, that his 4 overs will be very crucial. So it'll be a question of whether it'll be Asalanka or Gunatilaka that would kind of play today's match. Considering the
Hmm.
thought process and the nature of play that both batsmen possess, I have a sense that they might go ahead with Gunatilaka and leave Asalanka out for this match.
So Harun, I actually did a small poll while we are discussing. So I went with should Sri Lanka play with the same 11 as the last game. Interesting result as we got 40 to 60%. Like 60% say yes, go as the same team last time. But interesting is 40% says no, we should change the
No.
team.
Yes, I think that's. I'm not saying that either side have the right to their opinion, but the 40% is not wrong, because if you take the if you take today's match, uh, it's what you call all or nothing, pretty much. It's the one that decides the title winner. So therefore, those who have kind of played in those crunch situations would kind of be the ideal people that you would want in your 11. That's why I feel the likes of Asida can come to play this match instead of Pramod Madhushan. I think that was spoken of in the media as well, whether Pramod will get another chance. So that's one change that I'm kind of anticipating. The other being the decision between Gunatilaka and Asalanka. I feel DDS will still go ahead and play this match, considering the way he performed. I think the fact that he's in the middle gives Dasun that little bit of edge as well, because of the experience and the fact that he's the vice captain in the Test arena. when it comes to decision making, also it aids him that much more. So I feel DDS will still hold his place.
ඒක තමයි
Okay, so
හාරුන්
Harun,
බැලුවා මේ මොමන්ට් බැලුවා
right.
පාකිස්තාන් බැස්මන් ෂෝට් බෝල් එකට පොඩ්ඩක් වීක් වගේ අපි බැලුවා හාඩික් පාණ්ඩේ එක යූස් කරා හොඳට මේ ෆස්ට් ඉන්දියා පාකිස්තාන් ගේම් එකේ එතකොට එකන්ගේ ඒ වීක් පොයින්ට් එකත් එක්ක ඔය හිතනවාද අසිත ෆර්නැන්ඩෝ යූස් කරලා හොඳයි හෙඩ් ඔෆ් ප්‍රොවෝස් මදුෂාන් අපිටගේ බෑක් ඔෆ් ද ලේන් බෝල් එක හොඳට වැඩ කරනවා ඩුබායි වල
කරෙක්ට් ඒ පොයින්ට් එකත් ගොඩක් වැලිගා කියලා අක්සිතව මේ මැච් එක ගස්සන්නත් ඒක හේතුවක් වෙනවා ප්‍රශ්න තියෙන්නේ පාකිස්තාන් ටීම් එක ගත්තොත් ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ පේස් ඩවුන් ඇවරේජ් ඔක්කොමලා 140 135 දානවා. ඉතින් ඒ පේස් එකට ඒගොල්ලොන් ගොඩක් යූස් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. හැබැයි ඔතන තියෙන මේ කියන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ටීම් එකට තියෙන ඇඩ්වාන්ටේජ් එක තමයි අසිත ෆර්නැන්ඩෝ උස බෝලර් කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයි. එයා ස්ටොකි ෂෝට් ගොඩක් නිපි බෝලර් කෙනෙක්. ඉතින් ඒ පේස් එක එක වුණාට බෝලේ රියැක්ට් කරන විදිය පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස්. දැන් අසිත ෆර්නැන්ඩෝගේ බවුන්ස් එකට අමතරව he'll get the ball to skid on pretty quick. Unlike Pramod Madushan, I'm not saying who is bad. He's also very good. But on a game like today, I just wonder whether Asita will be the right choice instead of Madushan.
Akhil, can I
yes
right. So thank you, Rifkan Mohammed. Goal lines here. Yes, absolutely. We are wishing them the very best as well. Sorry, I guess we'll first get to Sasita's question. What about if we play with just one genuine fast bowler? Hasaranga Krishnan and Madhusanka will bowl 12 overs. The rest of 8 overs will be bowled by Chanika, DDS, Asalanka, and DDS will both be in. Did you get the question?
Yeah, I think a very, very ambitious call there, which is not wrong as well. This was something that I was proposing at the start of the tournament, where they could play just one strong fast bowler. But then again, at this point in time, when things have been working well for the Sri Lankans, I doubt that they would make this change. So they would definitely play the two genuine fast bowlers in this match.
ෆයිනල් වගේ ප්‍රෙෂර් ගේම් එක ගෙමින් ෆාස්ට් බෝලර්ස් දෙන්නෙක් ගන්න එක හොඳයි rather than going on with experiments කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්.
Harun, අපි score එක ගැන කතා කරමු. What is a good score that our bowlers, in your opinion, would be comfortable with defending? I know that should probably be a question that comes towards the end, but I'm a little, I'm just, too inquisitive.
Very valid. Question is very valid. So it's two scenarios we are looking at. So basically, Sri Lanka losing the toss and being put into bat, and that's going to be the biggest challenge of all, because we're not been able to put up a good total in the recent past. On average, we've been scoring 135, which in Dubai is way below par. So in the event we are batting first,
Sorry, that
in
is
order to
in fact
defend.
what I meant. That is
Yes,
in fact
in
what I
the-
meant, yeah.
Yes, in the event we are batting first, a minimum of 150 to 160 is required to defend a total in a final. Dubai being a ground where actually 150 is chaseable, but that element of this being a final could add on to the pressure that to the chasing side. So that's the only factor that will definitely kind of have an impact on the game. But from a chasing point of view, I'm sure Sri Lanka wouldn't want to chase anything more than 170 on a final.
Yeah. But going back to what you said, Harun, about maybe a 160 or 170 score, Api Baluat, Sri Lanka actually successfully, I mean, they won a match where, the chasing score was more than 170. So I feel if they are even able to put up a score of 180, might prove difficult, but 180 would really safely be something that, would be a challenge to Pakistan.
Yeah, I think 180. You get 180 on this wicket. Still, it's a chaseable target in Dubai, but the fact that you always consider a final as a final, and there's added pressure always to each and every player that takes on the field. So the 180 is in substance like a 200 when it comes to a final. So that's why I said even if we can get 180, that's quite fantastic. But you have to keep in mind that they will have the likes of Nazim Shah and Shadab Khan that comes into the side. So that's going to add on to their bowling strength. So we know that Pakistan weren't 100%. So it's going to be a bit of a, I would say, a ding dong battle today. The team that can hold their nerves would definitely pull this through. Like I said, toss can have an impact. That's always had an impact in Dubai. We'll see. So the team winning the toss would have the early advantage, in my opinion.
Um, so Harun, I actually did another poll about Asalanka playing this game. 71% of fans are saying Asalanka should play, but the interesting part is they are saying Asalanka should replace DDS. What's your thought about this? Not
Replace
Danushka.
DDS.
Yes, replace
That's
DDS
a
instead
very
of
interesting.
Danushka.
Considering the Pakistan middle order batsmen, if you take the hard hitters in the likes of Kushdil and Nawaz, who have really shone in this tournament, I think
Also Asif Ali.
DDS will be, yeah, his 4 overs will be very, very useful. I understand Asif Ali and Iftikhar Ahmad is there, but Asif Ali has kind of, he has performed in patches. Unlike the other two batsmen that I mentioned, they have been very consistent. And I think you have the likes of Hasaranga to really attack Iftikhar Ahmad and Asif Ali. So I think DDS as the inclusion, for me, it's a no-brainer. But I'm quite surprised of the poll result.
And also, Harun, Vanindu didn't have a say best of the tournament until the Pakistan game.
Yeah.
So the last game which he played Pakistan, ये मैच के वाणी तो होता है बॉल करा जक्का या वेरिएशन से यूज करना आसिफ अली फर्स्ट बॉल के बॉल गया ये मैच के 3 wickets गाता and also useful contributions down the order वाणी तो बैटिंग एंड बॉलिंग फॉर्म में कहने का अपने टीम के होता है
ඔව් මම හිතන්නේ එයාට කලින් මැච් එකේ පර්ෆෙක්ට් ගේම් එකක් කියලා මට කියන්න පුළුවන්. හොඳටම ෆීල් කරා කැචස් ගත්ත ඩීප් එකේ විකට්ස් 3ක් ගත්තා. රන්ස් ඕන වෙලාවට රන්ස් ක්‍රූෂල් රන්ස් ටික ස්කෝර් කරලා දුන්නා. I think it was a perfect game for him and Pakistan කියන්නේ එයාගේ නිකන් බනි සයිඩ් එකක්. අර අපිට මතකයි ලංකාව පාකිස්තාන් ගිහිල්ලා සීරීස් එකක් දෙන්නලා දුන්නේ බනින්දු. ඉතින් he'll have good memories. Obviously psychologically Pakistan ලටත් ගොඩක් ඕක challenge එකක් වෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි හිතනවා මේ මැච් එකේ තොඳර කරලා චැම්පියන්ෂිප් එක දිනලා අපිට දෙයි කියලා.
Talking about Vanindu, දසුන්ටත් බනි සයිඩ් එක.
Oh yes, yeah. Dasun also has had a very good stint with against the Pakistanis. And I think he's done exceptionally well this tournament as a captain. He's been brilliant. And I don't know whether you guys can remember මතකද තියෙනවා අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් අවුරුදු දෙක තුනකට කලින් ගියා නම් අර පාකිස්තාන් ටුවර් කරපු වෙලාවේ අපේ මේන් සයිඩ් එක යන්න නැතුව අපේ සෙකන්ඩ් ස්ට්‍රිං සයිඩ් එක යනකොට මෙයා තමයි ඔක්කොම ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා අරගෙන 3-0 සීරීස් එක ගහලා ආවේ. ඉතින් අපිට හොඳට පේනවා මෙයාට අර ප්ලේයර් මැනේජ්මන්ට් කියන එලිමන්ට් එක හොඳට තියෙනවා කියලා. That is the most critical factor when it comes to leadership, especially මේ level එකේ. ඉතින් මේ level එකේ skill එක කියන දේ least බලපානවා team එකේ unity එකට. team unity එක ගොඩක් මේ බලපාන්නේ man management සහ player management. ඒක හොඳට manage කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් leader කෙනෙක්ට he will be very successful in the middle. එක අපිට පේනවා results වලින් මේ T20 side එකේ.
Absolutely. Harima commendable Dasunge captaincy. Evagema Harun, sorry, I think I saw a comment Aki Bapi comments tikak balamu. We need to bring Asita into the starting 11 because experience will matter when bowling to the world-class Pakistan batting lineup. Not too sure if I agree, but Harun, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I mentioned the start. Yeah, people. Yeah. I like the term world class. Yeah, but the gentleman here, Praveen, has a very good point, and I mentioned this at the start as well, saying that Asita should play, and he's played most of the crunch games. Not to take anything away from Pramod Madhushan, who had a fantastic debut game, but just that this is the final, and you will want someone who has been there, especially in a crunch situation. And in the event you are in a crunch situation and a final, you will need someone with that bit of exposure to pull it for the team. And that is why I would consider Asita Fernando in my playing 11.
Right. So
also Harun, I can Okay.
අපි Pakistan team එක sorry Aki අපි Pakistan team එක ගැන කතා කරොත් like we know that Rizwan he has been the second highest scorer in the Asia Cup and the number one scorer right across the world. So do you think that he would be the player once again to watch out for? Do you feel that there's a little bit of too much of pressure on him to perform today? Also, do you think there are
Yes, I
any
think.
other players that can be added to that list of players to watch out
Yeah,
for?
when it comes to their betting, I don't think there's anyone other than Rizwan and Baba Azam that they could rely on. So those are the
Mhm.
two main players, basically ICC number one and two, that we are actually up against. Uh, I feel in terms of a batsman, Baba Azam is a well-rounded batsman. Rizwan very strong on his leg, so we'll have to be very careful. I think we were very smart. Pramod was very smart to get his wicket because he was always bowling outside the off stump. So he has a bit of a tendency, or basically a weak point, playing shots on the offside. Baba Azam is not that kind of batsman. He's going through a lean patch, but he, for me, is the well-rounded batsman, and on his day, he can take any team apart. So Rizwan, yes, he's been in great touch, but the fact that if you bowl to his body, he will, decimate you as a batsman. So you have to be very strategic and keep that length and line outside the off stump, getting him to play on the offside. That's how I feel we kind of frustrated him in the previous match and got his wicket. So for me, yeah, Rizwan is a crucial player, but Baba is the guy to watch out for.
Okay, interesting.
And also
Yes,
their bowling
Saki.
lineup. Naseem Shah, Hasnain, and Haris Rauf. ගොඩක් pace තියෙනවා එතන.
Yeah. It's going to be 12 overs of serious pace. Out of the 12, I feel it'll be that first 6 overs with the new ball is what's going to test our batsmen a lot. We saw a lot of movement, we saw a lot of bounce when we chased the other night. Kusal Mendes was, he got a peach of a delivery of Hasnain, to face that kind of a ball as his first ball. He had really nothing much that he could do. So it's going to be a tough one for us. We'll have to have that nerves of steel. I'm sure they too, it being a final, would want to can have that pressure mounting on them as well to perform. So that's where I feel where the match can kind of get decided. The first 6 overs in terms of us batting in the event we are chasing.
Harun Mang.
Harun, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's just to
No,
just to
so
add a light touch to the discussion.
yeah, go ahead.
අපි මේක ශකීල්කින් උත් ඇහවා ආකීවෙන් අකිල්කින් උත් මං ඇහවා තාම ආන්සර් එකක් දුන්න හැ but Harun, what has been your favorite moment so far in the tournament? I'm not talking about a game, I'm talking about a moment. One
Moment.
massive
Asita's
dramatic
boundary.
moment.
Yeah. Watching this. So basically, I've watched the entire tournament. To be honest, I watched the entire tournament, and in terms of a moment, I was really impressed by the Pakistan win against Afghanistan. I watched it live, and those last two balls that were hit for six, something that I least expected. I expected Afghanistan to pull that through, and that was a moment that was really, took me by surprise, and something that I cherished watching also. It's not a Sri
Ada
Lanka thing,
Lanka.
but looking at it from a tournament point of view, that's what I would say. But from a Sri Lanka's point of view, I say that win against Bangladesh, something that we were really under the gun. We had to win that to get on to the next round, and to pull off that last minute win was quite fantastic, and that was one of my favorite moments from a Sri Lankan point of view.
Right, yeah, the Lanka Gahana Hinda, let's focus on favorite moments that Sri Lanka took part. So Akib, you want to answer the question or save your think about it?
Yeah.
Save it for the end.
No, I was saying Asita's boundary at last time. I think it was Bangladesh game, right? I can't remember exactly.
Yes, Bangladesh.
බංගලදේශ් game.
Yeah.
Well, sorry,
So
Bangladesh.
same answer as
First has
Harun.
Bangladesh. Please.
So
My
there's a
favorite
comment
moment going to
Rebecca.
be Chame Karunaratne hitting the winning run of the Asia Cup.
Going to be
Yes.
Chamika. Okay.
My God, you're a fortune teller, no? Do you have a crystal ball with you? මොනාරි බෝලයක් එහෙම තියෙනවද ළඟ?
Talk about tell about road safety World Series too. We'll come there. We'll talk about today's match. And
ශාම් ටිකක්
Yeah.
ලක් වෙලා
But,
ඇති
but,
වෙලාවේ.
but we're wishing them all the very best, right, gentlemen? I mean, of course, we're wishing our team the very best. Jitmi කියන්නේ ඉතින් ශ්‍යාම්ල ඔක්කොම එතන ඉන්නේ හින්දා.
හාරුන් යාළුවෙක් ඉන්නවා නිෂාන් මොනවීරත් ඉන්නවා ලෙජන්ඩ්ස් ටීම් එකේ.
ආව් මම දැන් ඉෂානුත් ඉන්නවනේ ඉෂාන් ජයරත්න.
ඉන්නවා.
Good to see contemporaries now in
ඒ ටීම්
legends.
එකේ භාගයක් ඔස්ට්‍රේලියාව ඉන්නේ.
So Australia team also pretty
legend.
strong, captained by Shane Watson. Brett Lee is playing.
Yeah.
හොඳ මැච් එකක් තියෙයි. අපි බැලුවා ඊයේ ඉන්දියා 200 ගණන් ගහනවා සවුත් අප්‍රිකාට. ස්ටුවර්ට් බිනි 90 ගණන් of 40 odd balls. It seems like a Sri Lanka India final again in legends.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
So going back to the game Akhil, Harun, Pakistan decade එකක් කියන්නේ අන්තිම අවුරුදු 10 ඇතුළත ඒෂියා කප් එකක් දීලා නැහැ. How will that play on this final? ඒක ලොකු
Yeah,
pressure
that
එකක්
will
එන්නේ.
only motivate them more, I suppose. No, it's going to give them an additional boost, an additional reason for them to, play that much more better to pull off the win. I think unlike Sri Lanka, we've won it in 2014 last, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they would have all that drive to really bring it. Especially, I understand both countries are going through a lot of trauma. Pakistan, in terms of the floods, they really kind of got affected. So it will be a good thing for them if they pull it through, and even for the Sri Lankans, obviously we know if our boys pull it through, it's going to add much more to the ease. It's going to ease the worries of many Sri Lankans, at least emotionally. So yeah,
Chaturanga De Silva was
I was
batting when we won the finals in 2014 Asia Cup. So brother is skating today.
yes,
I was
yes,
going
you're
to
right,
add to
Akhil.
Harun- I was going to add to Harun's comment saying, given that both Sri Lanka and Pakistan are applying for the IMF, and based on their performance, according to the memes on Facebook, Sri Lanka needs to win this.
Winner will get IMF.
If the IMF loans condition was to win the Asia Cup, then yeah, we have no, by hook or crook we have to win it.
ශාමිකගේ අන්තිම
Meanwhile,
නාටකත් එක්ක.
පොඩි අප්ඩේට් එක world class legend team එක 98 වලට all out වෙලා.
Oh.
Bangladesh
Bangladesh.
legend is all out for 98.
Bangladesh.
Mummy.
Yeah, world class legend team එක, so yes.
There's no way Bangladesh could be classified as legends because ඒ කාලේ ගහපු Bangladesh team එක නම් no way they were legends. We used to wipe them out.
Would have been
Maybe 10
interesting
years
if there
from
was a
maybe
Pakistan
10 years
legends.
from today, 10 years from today, that Bangladesh side might be you can classify them as legends, but not the ones who are playing now.
Harun, it would have been interesting if there was a Pakistan legends team.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. You've seen the likes of
Classic.
Afridi and all playing.
So let's come back to the finals today. එදා අපි ට්‍රික් එකක් මිස් කරා කියලා හිතනවාද? That we didn't bat first. කියන්නේ first bat කරලා බලන්න එදා match එක.
හොඳ පොයින්ට් එකක් අකිලේ. මමත් ඇත්තටම හිතුවේ يعني අපි ටොස් එකේ දින්න නම් අපි බැට් කරලා ස්කෝර් එක ඩිෆෙන්ඩ් කරන්න මේ බලයි කියලා. හැබැයි ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ අර මොමන්ටම් එක මම කියපු අර විනිං හැබිට් එක නැති කරන්න මේ අර මේ කැමැත්තක් දක්වන්න නැති හින්දා තමයි ඕක මේ ඔය ඩිසිෂන් එකට යන්නේ නැත්තේ. ඇසයි මම කලින් කියලා තිනවා දිනන්න පටන් ගත්ත මේ මොමන්ටම් එක දිගටම කන්ටිනියු කරන්නනේ ගොඩක් කැප්ටන්ස්වත් බලන්නේ. ඉතින් මම ඩිසිෂන් එක බ්ලේම් කරන්නෙත් නෑ. හැබැයි as an alternative ඒක බලන්නත් තිබ්බා. but hindsight එක බැලුවම we won the match. so අර win එකෙන් අපිට ගොඩක් confidence එකක් ඇවිල්ලා දිනවා පාකිස්තාන් වගේ side එකක් beat කරන්න පුළුවන්. so I think that adds more benefit than having to have bat first and lost the match.
මට ඇත්තටම the pressure is right now Harun and Akhil, Sri Lanka දින එකද පරදින එකද නෙමෙයි toss එක දිනයිද නැද්ද කියලා. ඒක තමයි මට තියෙන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නේ. But then as you said Harun, I mean I completely agree, they should have tested that out as an alternative and seen their chances or the likelihood of them performing well in spite of they batting first. Um, but
Correct.
Meanwhile,
Habai,
congratulations
oh
for Isipadana College for winning the Dialogue Schools Rugby Knockout Tournament finals. So they have won the finals by beating St. Joseph's 49-22.
my God,
my
quite a
gosh.
thrashing, I thought. No,
It's a
Yeah.
thrashing indeed. Golden year for Isipadana.
yes,
Akib,
yes.
you seem very happy. What is your school again?
No, my school is Zaira College.
Ah, okay, okay. Mambalwa.
So, but coming back to the Asia Cup, I think අද අපි ටෝර්නමන්ට් එක ගත්තොත් කියන්නේ රිසල්ට් එක මොනවා වුණත් අපේ
Hmm.
ෆෑන්ස් ලටයි ක්‍රිකටර්ස්ලයි ගොඩක් සතුටු වෙන්න පුළුවන් අපි ගහලා තියෙන ක්‍රිකට් බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එක බැලුවම අපි අර 96 ගහපු බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එකක් වගේ තමයි අපිට පේන්නේ මේ ටීම් එක ගහන ක්‍රිකට් එක ඒ කියන්නේ පර්ෆෝමන්ස් එක දිහා බැලුවම ගොඩක් කමිටඩ් ගොඩක් ඩෙඩිකේෂන් අපිට තියෙනවා පැෂන් එක තියෙනවා බොඩි ලැන්ග්වේජ් අර ක්‍රිකට් වලට අවශ්‍ය ඔක්කොම බොක්සස් ටික ටික් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඉතින් රිසල්ට්ස් ඔක මැච් දිනනවා මැච් පරිදිනවා ඉතින් මේක මගේ මෙසේජ් එක ගොඩක් ෆෑන්ස්ට ගොඩක් ෆෑන්ස්ට මැච් එක පැරදුනාම අර්ජ් එක තියෙනවා කීබෝඩ් එකට ගිහිල්ලා මොනවා හරි ටයිප් කරන්න ඒක අපි මචුව වෙන්න ඕනේ අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ ස්පෝර්ට් එකක් වුණාම මේ you fail you do well so that can always happen ඉතින් ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් ඔලේ තියාගෙන අර overall process එක ගැන සතුටු වෙන්න තමයි මගේ message එක which is very important
අනිත් එක තමයි like when you're having a really bad time back in England, T20s ටික පැරදුනාම then some players were on suspension. ඒ වෙලාවේ අපේ ටීම් එක ගොඩක් පස්සට ගියා. ඒ කියන්නේ 20 overs වලින් 100ක් ගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක් තිබ්බේ ඒ දවස්වල. සමහර important players ට අපිට ඒ කියන්නේ suspension එක නිසා නැති වුණා. ඒතර ගොඩක් ෆෑන්ස්ලා අපි දැක්කා ටීම් එකට බනිනවා ටීම් එක ගැන වැරදිට කතා කරනවා. දැන් ඒ ටීම් එකම දැන් ආමත් රීගෲප් වෙලා හොඳට හොඳ පර්ෆෝමන්ස් එකක් දීලා තියෙන අපිට ඒෂියා කප් එකේ අර.
අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අනිවාර්යෙන්ම අපිට වීඩියෝ එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා ආකි
Yes.
right
Akib, we can't hear him.
yeah be football vice captain ne
yeah this is Wasim Raznik for those of you who are watching. This is the vice captain of the Sri Lanka football team, wishing our Lions the very best. I think it's not audible as of yet. I think technical errors. It happens, and we'll get that video back.
Thank you, Wasim, for sending us a video. It was
Yeah.
really nice of you. And Wasim was the highest goal scorer in 2021 in South Asia. So thanks, Wasim. Thanks for the video. Akib, we have the video again.
Let's see. Can you hear now?
No.
Wasim, I had a bit.
Okay, I think something wrong. It's anyway we have shared the post on the page. You can actually check that.
Thank you, Aslam, for your valuable comment. Excellent feedback on cricket. I think that's all thanks to the amazing duo, as I always call them, Akil, Akib, and of course, our expert Harun Mawjood. Wait, is he commenting on Harun's feedback on the Sri Lankan cricket teams? Either way, thank you so much, Aslam.
I think it's about Sri Lankan cricket team.
All right, okay. But then you guys, gentlemen, you have been amazing. I think Sri Lanka cricket team's superb, and they're playing really superb. Yes, absolutely, we agree. We absolutely agree as well. And that is why we are so positive about today's game, and we're so positive. Hopefully, they'll win the toss, but nonetheless, we are hopeful that they'll pull it off. But Harun, api kata karata the performance again. What are you like? We of course Shakil said that he hasn't eaten. He hasn't been able to do anything. Uh, in anticipation for the game. But how are you doing, and what are the thoughts running through your mind?
I of course I'm taking it really cool actually
Yes,
I've organized
clearly.
a small get together with my family to watch the match at one of my cousins' place. So we've all kind of got together today. So we're expecting a good night. Irrespective of the result, like I said, I'm just happy with the way the Sri Lanka cricket has progressed over the last 12 to 15 months, I suppose, because the process has been set. And I think Mahela always says, once you have that process in place, results would kind of churn out automatically, and that is that is what we are seeing. So for me, it's just about enjoying the game, watching a good brand of cricket. All I want is Sri Lanka to compete, irrespective of the result. As long as it's a competitive game, I'm happy, because I played the game. I understand how difficult it is, especially in matches of this nature. When you play a final, it's all or nothing. There's a lot of pressure. There are players who shine on games like this, and we can anticipate or expect something from them. You call them big match players, so a lot of hopes will be on those guys, and expecting those guys to put their hands up and perform today.
Harun, අපි මේ question එක ගැන discuss කරා, but I actually asked the audience, should Asita play today? But 75% of them are saying no.
No.
No. What do you think about it?
Yeah, there again, it's I know I'm looking at it from a very strategic point of view, considering the fact that we are playing a final. I understand some would agree that you might as well go with the same team, play promote, then go ahead. But then again, it's a final. Just in case Sri Lanka has bats first and doesn't get a very good total, then would you have want someone like Pramod Madhushan opening the bowling, or would you have someone like Asita? Yes, Asita has not had the best of games in terms of bowling, but in Dubai, like Akhil mentioned earlier, that short of a length, um, you know, style of bowling can really help. So if there's one guy who has that pace and bounce to trouble the batsman, it's Asita Fernando. Hence the reason behind me suggesting. But yeah, people will definitely have different views. Hence, I feel Asita should make it back to the team.
But Harun, let's expect a one-sided game today, no, for favoring towards Sri Lanka.
Sorry?
Let's expect a one-sided game today.
No. We should go. Let's. Then there's no thrill.
That's the thing. I was going to say there should be some thrill, there should be some action. Otherwise, it won't be a final to remember.
අවුරුදු 8කට පස්සේ ෆයිනල් එනවා. ලස්සන ගහලා ඉර කරලා දාමු. ඊට පස්සේ
ඒකත් ඇත්ත තමයි යෝ.
ඔව් ඒකත් ඇත්ත.
දැන් රටින් යටින් ආරම්භ තියෙන අකිල්.
ඔව් අනන්ත තියෙනවා දැන් එනවා එකසින් එකකට.
අකිල් බයලු මේම වෙන්න වෙයි කියලා.
ඒක නෑ ඇත්ත. අර එක පිට දවස් 3ක් විතර ගියානේ ක්ලාව. This of course very true.
Yeah. මේකයි අර අනිත් එක අර ප්‍රෙෂර් මීටර් එක. මේ තව කමෙන්ට් එකක් තිබ්බ මම දැක්කා, like someone has made a suggestion, මම හිතන විදියට අසලංක out, Danushka out.
So yeah, we spoke about this at the start, I suppose. I mentioned about this. There can be a tendency for Charit to come in, but there again, considering the style of batting, Danushka is someone who can score the runs relatively more quicker than Charit. So not to put Charit down. That's why I feel they might not do that change. They'll still go ahead with the same team, except for that change in the fast bowlers, where they might bring Asita and keep Pramod out. So I'm just telling my side of the story. We'll know it probably in another 1 hour's time, I suppose.
Yeah. This might be, I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot with this question, Harun, but comparing Danushka and Charit, Asalanka, picking up on a comment that you made earlier with your observation of Danushka being a little reckless, being a little irresponsible on the field. But Asalanka and Danushka side by side, who do you think has been the more responsible batsman? Would you say Asalanka, or would you think
responsible? To answer your question specifically, I would say Asalanka. Asalanka is generally a more responsible batsman, but the fact that he's going through a lean patch, the issue is the element of confidence. Danushka, I think that's kind of the blessing in disguise. The fact that he doesn't take too much pressure, or maybe he doesn't understand the term pressure. He's always you get the same nature of play. But a guy like Asalanka, you can see that impact kind of hitting him. The fact that he's not got runs, and when he's looking out for that, shot to break the shackles, it's not worked for him. We saw that in that last game where he tried to sweep Chahal, because if you have if you if you have analyzed or watched Asalanka bat, his go-to shot to get out of pressure has been the sweep, which has worked more often than not. And in this tournament, it has not worked to a great extent. He's got out, so that's something that might be denting his confidence to some extent. But for a guy like
Yeah.
Gunathilaka, knowing him to some extent personally, because I played a bit of cricket with him, he's a guy who's happy-go-lucky, just probably wouldn't take that pressure and go about his own business. Where on his day he can really make a change. So that's why I said a guy like him might be useful on a game like today.
Okay,
Exactly.
I think
දැන් ආරොන් අපි මැච් එක ගැන කතා කරොත් මේ අද දකිනවා අපි ගොඩක් බිග් ස්ක්‍රීන්ස් ඕගනයිස් වෙනවා around Colombo, not only in Colombo, ගොඩක් out of Colombo. ඒ කියන්නේ අර සංඝ මහිලා ඩේස් වල ගැන කතා කරොත් අපි හැමදාම ෆයිනල් එකට එනවා. හැම ටූර්නමන්ට් එකකම අපි ෆයිනල් එක කොහමද එනවා. දැන් ඒ වයිබ් එක ආයමත් අවුරුදු ගානකට පස්සේ ඇවිල්ලා කියලා තේරෙනවා නේද?
අනිවාර්යයෙන් ඒක අතන කට්ටිය දැන් ගොඩක් මේ ප්‍රේක්ෂකයෝ දැකලා තිනවා මේ ගහන බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එක. අපි ක්‍රිකට් ගහන බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එකනේ ශ්‍රී ලංකන් ක්‍රිකට් කියන්නේ යුනික් බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එකක්. අපි සෙල්ලම් කරන විදිය ඒක ආපහු අපි මේ ලෝකෙට පෙන්වනවා අපි මේක කොහොමද ගහන්න කියලා රිසල්ට්ස් උත් පේනවා. ඒ හින්දා අර බිලීෆ් එක ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා අපිට මේ කප් එක උස්සන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකයි අපි දකින්නේ ඔක්කොම කට්ටිය සෙට් වෙලා මමත් සෙට් වෙලා ඉන්නේ අද hoping for a win. So hopefully we'll see something special. I think yeah, both countries need it, but I'd say Sri Lanka needs it a bit more, because we've been under the pump over the last I would say 6 months. It's been really tough for us as a nation, and kudos in addition to the team who has really put a lot of smiles to a lot of people in this country. Kudos to the people of the country as well, for being very resilient and going through life through very tough times. So yeah, I think we all deserve a good victory, if I just put it in those simple words.
Rebecca, you can ask your usual question, who is your money?
no, Vanki. And yeah, I think the Australia tour really set the mood for us, like in terms of being cricket fans and our investment in the game. I feel like it started there actually, and seeing Sri Lanka's performance in that tour, of Australia's tour of Sri Lanka. But on Akhil's cue, let me put that question across to you, Harun. Who's your money on today, given that we don't have information on the toss, given that we have no
Exactly.
information?
Yeah. Had you asked me this question probably 1 hour from now, I would have been able to give you a factual answer.
But that's
now
what makes you the expert, and that's what makes you our lucky charm. So whatever you say, as you have witnessed, has happened. So say it.
Yeah, so it's going to be an absolute guess. So the only thing that will support me my decision in terms of selecting a winner would be the fact that momentum and morale, confidence, etc., all those good things are with Sri Lanka. Okay, the toss is definitely going to be a factor. Nevertheless, considering the positives, the pros outweighing the cons for Sri Lanka at the moment, my money is on Sri Lanka, and I'm banking them to pull this Asia Cup through. So that's what I'm saying.
Finance. Look at that picture.
I sincerely hope you're right, and I sincerely hope that whatever you said actually would happen, would manifest. But Akib Hari poddak make again explain කරන්නකෝ මොනවාද අපිට what was that meme?
That was not a meme. That was actually Shoaib Akhtar shared what is it called, blood pressure. Blood pressure stuff, saying everything is ready.
Oh, okay. We are absolutely ready.
Yeah, he shared these basically saying everything is ready, which means a heart attack dinner scene. So he's ready with blood pressure, everything.
Shoaib, don't worry. It's going to be a one-sided game, and Sri Lanka is winning. Shoaib. I think we lost Harun due to some connectivity issue.
Yeah.
Akhil, meanwhile, on the other side of the world, Finch actually retired. Do you need to say anything? What sort of a player he was?
Finch, a match winner for Australia, has been a really good player with about I think 17 to 18 centuries for Australia in one-day format. So he has announced his retirement from ODI. A good seven for Australian cricket. Still, he will continue in the T20s, the shorter format. Harun, your comments about the retirement of Finch?
Yeah, I think great career for Aaron Finch. He's been a formidable opening batsman. They have been having a very lean patch in the recent past, especially even in Sri Lanka didn't have the best of tournaments. And considering that the World Cup is only next year, I think it's the right call, and he is giving the chance for someone else to come and cement their place in this side.
Okay, with that, let's get prepared for the match and let's release
Yes,
Harun also.
yes, absolutely, Harun. Release ourselves also because we need to, set our celebrations as well. But as Harun very, very correctly said, win or lose, we are absolutely just amazed by the performance of our Lions and just so thrilled about how well they have been doing amidst all the comments or amidst all the backlash that has been going on. But nonetheless, we are sincerely hoping that A, Sri Lanka wins the toss and decides to chase. But B, and more importantly, we sincerely hope that they win because we absolutely need this win to boost our emotional. I mean, to add some smiles to every Sri Lankan's face. So, thank you so much, Harun. Thank you so much, Akhil, for joining us.
And Harun
Uh,
will be hosting us a dinner if Sri Lanka wins.
Sorry?
Harun is hosting us a dinner if Sri Lanka wins.
Oh,
Harun,
yeah, yeah,
no,
I heard about
you
it.
should be
I
hosting
heard
us for dinner if we win.
other neither. That's why I'm dressed actually.
Tell Akib to send some Australian dollars so that
I'll,
we
No,
can
no,
I'll,
Harun.
comfortably have a good meal.
I'll organize the dinner. Why don't you all come here?
Virtual
No,
dinner.
no, you send the money, Macha. We badly need the dollars.
No, but
Yeah, no,
Harun, in
that
all seriousness, we all just, to leave soon after this broadcast ends. Yeah. But thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Uh, Again, I hope that you've enjoyed the tournament, enjoyed our live sessions so far, and of course, our expert who has been absolutely right about all his predictions and all his comments. And like I said, let's watch hopefully even as our Lions perform in 1.5 hours exactly. So catch you once again whenever. But wishing our Lions and Dasun Shanaka, of course, all the very, very best.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Akib. Thanks, Akib.
Thank you guys.
Been
Bye.
great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hopefully we'll catch up for the World Cup probably next.